Hello, welcome everyone to Cafe. I'm Crystal Candy.
And I'm Clarence Reynolds. It is great to be back with you to share all of the fun and exciting events happening this week.
There is always something fun and exciting happening at the Orlando Science Center, and their Life exhibit, which opened a little over a year and a half ago, really gets you to explore hands-on the ecosystems of the rainforest, the ocean, and the swamp. And we got to take a closer look. This is the Life exhibit at the Orlando Science Center. It is the largest and most comprehensive exhibit that they have ever attempted, and it tells the story of our planet through the animals who inhabit it in 3 different ecosystems. And to tell us more about the animal story is Jenny Bowles, who is the animal care manager here at the Orlando Science Center. And we are here now in the swamp. Of course, we're in Florida, so we know what goes with the swamp. We've got alligators, we've got turtles. Tell us what people can expect here in the swamp.
Yeah, so the Life exhibit has 3 separate areas. We have the swamp, the ocean, and the rainforest. But the really great part about the swamp is it allows you to get closer to the wildlife that's in your own backyard here in Florida, that is there, but you might not be completely aware of. Learning more about them and what role we play in making sure that they're taken care of in our backyards.
So in the swamp, we've got, the superstars. You got to have some alligators and turtles.
Yes.
What else can people see here in the swamp, which is very unique?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So we have 5 gators that are in our gator pool here. We also have 5 different species of aquatic turtles, including one very large snapping turtle, red-eared sliders, yellow-bellied sliders, all cohabitating together so that you can see how they would work together in an actual environment out in the wild.
Yeah, I noticed earlier I saw an alligator under the heat lamp on top of a turtle.
Yes.
I've never seen that before, but that's what you're going to see here.
They stack, they share food, definitely moving around exactly like they would in the wild is exactly what you're going to experience here. And we make sure that all of their needs are provided. You're seeing their heat lamps, their UV lamps, because they're obviously not getting that direct sunlight in here like they would outside. Yeah. So everything's provided and you get to see how they would normally behave.
You've done a great job. And then the squirrels, we experience squirrels in different ways here in Florida.
Correct.
But you have something very unique and special with that exhibit.
We do. So we have 2 squirrels that are over here. The squirrels are actually the only animal here that are not native to Florida. They are native to islands that are off the coast of China. They are called Prevost squirrels. But we have an entire system that runs above your head, so those squirrels can be running around. You can see how quick they are. You can see the way that they move. You can watch out for other things that they do. But it's a really interactive exhibit. It's a lot of fun to see how they move through things.
And then around the corner from the squirrels, we also have the very mysterious owls.
Burrowing owls, yep, another animal that you can find in your backyard, but they're one of the most fascinating animals to me because you can find them in super cold temperatures. They can thrive in really hot temperatures. So they do perfectly all over Florida, but they actually do burrow into the ground and they live here in like the grassy land areas of Florida. Yes, we have 2 of them over there.
That's fascinating. Yeah. And you normally can't get up close like that with owls. That's
you
really
cannot, cool. No. So those are animals that are really reclusive. They keep to themselves. So to be able to see them and then get that close to them and how they work, it's pretty fascinating.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So why don't we go get up close with some more creatures
Sounds good.
in the oceans. We're going to go to the ocean now. We are now here in the ocean, and I love the fact, Jenny, that when you walk into this exhibit, you start to become transported with the music and the lights, and then you're here in front of this gigantic tank.
It's very immersive. You literally walk downwards on a ramp, and then you end up in front of our large shark tank here with all of these beautiful fish that you can find in the oceans around the Florida area. You go around the corner and we have a coral tank that's at a level for kids so they can see it. You can get down on the level with your children. We also have a touch tank with all of our aquatic inverts that people can actually get in there and be completely involved in getting to know how they feel and how they move when you're interacting with them.
So I saw one of the sharks in here.
Yes.
You're actually going to be able to have people like in the zoo. You can actually get inside of here and like teach and talk to students about it?
Correct, yeah. Our intention is that when we have to do all of our husbandry for the tank, we will be snorkeling inside the tank. Our team will be trained to do that. We'll do shark feeds from the upper platform up here so that we can do programming and talk to people about the sharks and about our reefs and our oceans that are around the state of Florida. So we'll have a lot of keeper interactions when we're in here.
I also love that you are learning about the ocean when
Yes.
you're in here, and you're learning not just the names of some of these fish and the species, you're learning about the importance of the coral reefs. You're learning about some ways that you, as just a human in this world, can get along with the sea creatures.
Yeah, we really have very thoughtful signage that's all over the exhibit that people can read and learn about. This is another beautiful environment that we're lucky enough here in Florida to exhibit. We're surrounded by the oceans, so it's another thing that we learn about how we impact it, how we benefit from it, and how those things combine together, how we work together to make that all, coexist. So
The touch tank has to be one of your more popular
For sure.
exhibits, and people can really get up close. I see a lobster in there,
Yep.
a sea cucumber,
correct,
crabs.
yep, starfish, yeah, a bunch of different types of inverts. The reality is there is studies that have been done on the fact that somebody can go to a zoo and they can see these beautiful exotic animals, but if they're far away from them, they get it, they think it's wonderful, but the second they're able to touch something, the second they can interact with it, it takes that appreciation, that connection to a completely different level, and we're able to provide that here in our ocean, so it's really wonderful.
That's what's so beautiful about the Life exhibit, is being able to get up close and
Absolutely.
experience it. All right, so I love the ocean so much. It's such a calming Zen place, but we still have one final place, the rainforest.
Correct.
So let's head over to
Sounds
the
good.
rainforest.
Okay.
We are now here at last in the rainforest, and you can feel that we're in the rainforest.
You sure can.
And that's the beautiful thing, just like
Yeah.
the ocean, you feel like you're immersed.
Absolutely.
This is quite a special place.
It is. It offers you a little bit something different than the other two environments. Those environments you can find in your backyard. You can go to the ocean. You can go to the swamps here in Florida. The rainforest is something that if you can't find a place like here at the Orlando Science Center, you'd never be able to experience these animals. You get the hot, humid temperatures here in Florida, but not this lush environment and the animals that are in it. It is the immersive rainforest experience.
Obviously, we know we've got some company behind
do.
us as one of the animals in the exhibit. So tell me a little bit about, let's talk about the birds first, because
Sure.
you've got birds flying overhead.
We do. So we have a perch over here where we have our sun conures. This is a mated pair, Rio and Tika. We also have free-flighted birds in the exhibit, 15 of them that are roaming the exhibit, flying around, going in and out for their food sources. We have a two-toed sloth in the exhibit, red-footed tortoises. Behind us we have a waterfall with our cichlids. So a whole bunch of different species that you can come in, and they are moving around you completely, no barriers between you and them.
That is what's really cool, is when you walk in here, first of all, the fact that it is so high and you can hear the birds,
Yep.
you can hear the sounds of the waterfall, you feel
Yeah.
the humidity. You guys have done a great job
Thank you.
of making people feel as though they are in the rainforest.
For sure, yeah, it's a wonderful thing to experience and to see all the animals, and again, our interactions with them, and to be able to sit in here and feel like you're a part of this wonderful environment. It's something you won't get to experience in many other places.
So the sloth, I know, is one of the stars of the exhibit.
They're a very
and
popular animal, yes, yeah. And for us in general, everybody has a love for Miss Izzy. She does, for the most part, what sloths do. They are nocturnal animals, so she sleeps during the day, gets a little active at times if she's looking for some food or a new place that she wants to sleep in the exhibit. But for the most part, sleeping in her hammock is what she does, and then she's active at night.
This is really the showstopper here, isn't it? And you've really taken on quite a lot of challenges in interacting and being able to get all these species in one place. It's not an easy task.
It is not. Every single exhibit that you find here at the Science Center is a mixed species exhibit, which means that you have to take into account as an individual species, what are the needs of that animal, but how do those needs affect the next animal, and is that going to negatively impact them? And if it is, you have to make adjustments to figure out how they can coexist and all of them have those needs met in a positive way. It's a lot of moving pieces that are hard sometimes to figure out.
I'm glad you guys have figured it out, but it's also so satisfying to see the people walk in here and really feel transported.
Absolutely. And when you see the people come in and how excited they are to be here, how happy they are, you see the little kids getting excited to see animals that they've maybe only seen in pictures. It's something that we've been working for a really long time, and to see it all come together, it's incredibly rewarding. We're very, very proud of it.
Well, you heard it. If you can't experience the rainforest in person off in another continent, you can experience it here at the Orlando Science Center as part of the Life exhibit. Jennifer Voles, thank you so much for joining us, the Animal Care Manager here at the Orlando Science Center. So to check out more information about the Life exhibit or the Orlando Science Center in general, you can check out their website at osc.org.
I'm very excited because I'm going to go and see the Life exhibit.
I can't wait to hear what you think about it.
Looking forward to it.
By the way, in the swamp area, just be careful because there is not alligator, the alligator's in the swamp, but there are squirrels that run across the ceiling in a series of tubes.
Okay.
And there's a sign that says, watch out for squirrel droppings. So just a little tip for you
Okay.
and all the viewers who go to the Science Center. But
Thank you for that.
You're so welcome, Clarence. I'm just here to help.
My fondness of rodents, so yes.
They're really
Thank you.
cool looking though. They have like
Oh, okay.
red tails and stuff.
Sure.
You guys, it's awesome. Trust me. Well, experience the nostalgia of the 1978 Superman film at the Ritz Theater on April 3rd as part of the Ritz Flicks series. This beloved classic stars the late Christopher Reeve in the iconic role that defined a generation of superhero films. The screening begins at 7:30 p.m., providing a perfect opportunity to revisit this groundbreaking film in a historical theater setting. More information is available at ritztheatersanford.com.
Winter Garden will transform into a botanical paradise during the annual Spring Fever in the Garden event on April 5th and 6th. This community tradition features plant sales, gardening demonstrations, local vendors, live music, and activities for the whole family. The free event runs from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. both days in downtown Winter Garden, and visitors can explore the charming historic district while discovering new plants and garden inspirations. For more details, visit springfeverinthegarden.org.
Join the Orange County Regional History Center for its engaging Lunch and Learn, Curating Orlando Collected on April 4th from noon to 1 p.m. You're invited to bring your lunch and go behind the scenes of the museum's newest special exhibition celebrating Orlando's 150th anniversary. History Center curators will share fascinating stories about selecting the 150 most compelling items from the city's past. Discover the collaborative process that brought together local historians, community organizations, and individuals like Mayor Demings, Mayor Dyer, and other notable Orlando residents to help select objects that weave the intricate tapestry of the city's history. Space is limited and registration is recommended. To register or for more information, visit thehistorycenter.org.
Music lovers should mark their calendars for an evening of music with the Orlando Concert Band on April 4th at 7 p.m. The performance showcases this talented ensemble as they present a diverse program of classical and contemporary selections at St. Luke's Lutheran Church in Oviedo. The concert offers an opportunity to experience the power and beauty of live orchestral music in an intimate setting. For tickets and information, visit orlandoconcertband.org. Tucked away in the historic, quaint little town of Gotha is a wonderful experience for those of you who love the outdoors and love plants and love just really being with nature. It's called Kneeling Gardens. And Angela Withers is here. She is the president of the board there to tell us about the whole thing. What is Kneeling Gardens and what is it all about?
Kneeling Gardens, we like to think, is sort of one of the magical little not well-known places in Orange County. But we're gradually becoming better known and we want to become more so. It was the historic home and garden of Dr. Henry Kneeling, who was from Wisconsin, and he bought the property in 1886 because a friend who was traveling down in Florida told him that a Mr. Hempel was creating this little, what he called a German colony in the wilds of what became known as Gotha. And this was something Dr. Kneeling was curator of the Milwaukee Museum. He was an ornithologist, amongst other things, but he loved tropical plants. And this friend said this would be a place you could grow them year round instead of in a greenhouse up in the cold. So he bought the property sight unseen, about 40 acres originally, came down in 1886, and from then on every winter would come down and spend time there introducing plants, experimenting with plants. He was an extraordinary plantsman. And this garden of his, and he had 30 or 40 acres originally, it became a mecca for travelers in the early part of the 20th century. People who had never seen these fabulous tropical plants and caladiums. He's known as the father of caladiums. He was growing all of these on this site. But the story was lost because he died in 1929. And the wonderful house, he actually, moving his family down, he decided in 1901 to move his family down and actually move to Florida. And so there were wonderful stories about the house. The house is special. The 6 acres that we have remaining are wonderfully natural. So there's so many things I could share with you about it. We really want people to come see it because it's different. We're not trying to be a Lou Gardens. That's wonderful, that has its place. We want to be an exploration garden. Because what we discovered when we bought the property, Dr. Nilling died in 1929, then it was bought by Julian and Maggie Nally, who were passionate about the work Dr. Nilling had done, and ran it as a sort of commercial nursery. Then for a number of years, they both died in 1978 within a few months of each other, had no children, so the property was subdivided. But they kept the 6 acres with the wonderful old house on it because everybody knew this was important, and it goes from Hempel Avenue down to the lake. So then it was rescued by the Bashardis, who lived they lived in Windermere at the time. He was an architect, loved the old house. Barbara was a passionate gardener. So they did a lot of work on it, and then Howard died, and Barbara couldn't maintain it. It became completely overgrown, but she wanted it saved. And so the Henry Kneeling Society was formed at the end, right around 1999. The group started figuring out how can we save the property. She needed the money to leave. And eventually we got it at the end of 2009. And when you come and visit us, you need to know that when we bought it 13 years ago, our non-profit, it took a machete to get around the property. Really? It was completely overgrown. Kudzu and air potato and cat's claw begonia and running bamboo. But here was this wonderful old house and a wonderful story and still amazing plants all in amongst us. And we said, we can make this work.
You know, you mentioned the tropical plants. How does it differ from other botanical locations in Central Florida?
Well, it's a mix, and when I say tropical, there are some more subtropical, is a little bit more appropriate. People would talk about coming and seeing his tropical plants, and some of them are. Caladiums, for example, are technically tropical, but they do brilliantly in Central Florida. So the main thing that is going to be different from other gardens is that we have left it very natural, because as we uncovered, instead of coming in and saying, oh, we're going to recreate, we gradually uncovered, and that was partly because we had no options.
Right.
We didn't have the money to come in. It was the best thing. Sometimes not having the money at the beginning is a really good thing, because as we cleared the vines and uncovered, we found all these amazing things. And then these wonderful old trees, the canopy, the huge tree canopy, and the things we found underneath, we were then able to keep them and supplement and bring back the things that he was growing that haven't survived. But also, we want it to be a place where people discover nature and discover gardens and say, wow, look at that. That's what happens when this grows here. When a tree falls down, we keep a lot of the fallen logs, and then we all watch the amazing fungi, and we put bromeliads on them, or we hang orchids. But you're seeing the cycle of life. You're seeing the natural progression of things. And that's where we're different. We don't just move out the flowers when they're dead. We trim them back.
And from those humble beginnings, are there now signature events that happen that people can come and engage with Nearland Garden?
We do, and those are fun. We've got one coming up, but we do about 3 a year essentially, and one in the spring that's more of a morning Caladium event, Caladiums, canvases and coffee, and we'll have artists painting in the gardens and music and coffee and goodies and usually some mimosas and things too, to make it fun. And then in the fall, we've got one coming up now, it's called Owl Prowl, and sort of fall themed, but that is our main sort of fundraiser. But we again have artists painting, because artists just love the place, because it's different. It's not the usual, here are some beautiful flowers, here's some this, it's discovery. And so they love and find their little area. So we again have live music, we have wine. It's an art and wine wander, and you can wander through the gardens, and we also have owls, because the Avian Reconditioning Centre bring us some of their rehabilitated owls, and our own owls, who we have lots of them. They get a little bit territorial and they'll hang out and go, So we have to put the visiting owls under a canopy so that they don't feel too threatened by the owls, you know. But it's a delightful event, and you can chat to the artists and sample beer and nibbles and, you know, taste the food. So that's fun. Holiday event in December is our community event, and that is a Saturday right before the holidays, and we have nature-themed vendors, we have activities for the children. The wonderful old house is all decorated, and we usually have Santa and an elf usually helps him on the front porch, and families can come and have their photographs taken.
Very nice. Well, Angela, thank you so much. And if you haven't been to Nearland Gardens, it is in Gotha, and it is a wonderful experience for people who love nature, who love plants, and who really love the outdoors, and want something that's really unique in Central Florida. So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Well, thank you. It has been a pleasure, Clarence. We appreciate it. We welcome everyone. Just go to our website first, because we're not open all the time because we don't have enough staffing yet. It's just we volunteers mostly.
Great. So check out the website first.
first.
Thank you.
There we go. All right. Thank you.
Immerse yourself in Central Florida's history at the History Alive event on April 5th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Orange County Regional History Center. Participants will enjoy interactive presentations, reenactments, and hands-on activities that bring the past to life. This family-friendly event makes learning about history engaging and fun for all ages. Regular museum admission applies. For more details, visit thehistorycenter.org.
Bluegrass music fans won't want to miss the Fort Christmas Bluegrass in the Park event on April 5th. Enjoy a day of toe-tapping music from talented musicians in the beautiful outdoor setting of Fort Christmas Historical Park. The event begins at 10 a.m. and features multiple performances throughout the day. Bring your lawn chairs or blankets and make yourself comfortable for this celebration of traditional American music. To learn more, visit orangecountyparks.net.
The Maitland Jazz and Blues Festival will fill Independence Square with soulful sounds on April 4th and 5th. This two-day celebration of music features performances by local and regional artists, food vendors, and a vibrant community atmosphere. Friday's performances run from 6 to 10 p.m., while Saturday's festivities continue from noon until 10 p.m. The free event has become a tradition for music enthusiasts throughout Central Florida. You can find more information at maitlandjazzandblues.com.
If you're a little hungry, but you want to enjoy some art, but you're a little hungry,
Yes.
there's only one place to go, and that is on iDrive at Cafe Tutu Tango.
It's a really great spot and really cool. So many different things to see and really great food, and that is where we find our Carissa Clark for this week's Taste of the Town.
Hello and welcome to Taste of the Town. I'm Carissa Clark. I'm here at Cafe Tutu Tango on International Drive, and I would love to introduce you to their managing partner, Anthony Signor. Anthony, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us on the show, Carissa.
Oh, you are so welcome. I love this restaurant. I love this space. I love the food. I love the art. I think it's amazing. I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you.
So guess what? They do brunch. You heard me right. They do brunch Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I know, get excited. So you have a delicious recipe here from your brunch menu.
Yes, we do. We have a
Okay.
brunch favorite, our monkey bread.
Monkey bread. All right, this is
So
exciting.
our monkey bread starts with mixing some sugar and cinnamon, and then putting that on our biscuits, and then we build it in our pan. So we'll have some melted butter and brown sugar, and then we also
on.
add our pecans and raisins,
Okay.
and then we're gonna start to dress it up. So we're gonna house-made caramel sauce
Oh, Anthony.
by our pastry chef Jesus.
Oh, I love caramel.
Powdered sugar,
Even better.
a dollop of house-made chantilly cream,
Chantilly cream. That's a fun.
and finish it with a beautiful strawberry.
Now, if this isn't ever a happy plate of food, do you feel as excited as I feel? Oh, my heart feels happy. So tell me about the brunch.
Yes, so we offer brunch Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday 11 to 3, Saturday and Sunday 10 to 3. The best part about brunch, it's bottomless. You can get all the food you like, all our favorites, as many times.
It is an all you can eat. You just keep eating and eating.
And you don't even have to get up. The server brings everything out to you.
Oh, that just sounds awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun. So the food is all you can eat, and how about drinks?
The drinks, I was going to say, you can add fun. Get bottomless mimosas for an extra $24.22.
Oh my goodness. So you can do bottomless mimosas and all you can eat. And I'm assuming that you have some entertainment here as well.
Absolutely.
So what is the entertainment?
So the entertainment's anything from a flamingo dancer, a belly dancer, an impersonator.
Wow. Wow. Like a belly dancer. Like that's just incredible. A flamingo dancer. That is so much fun. Do you have a lot of people that come in here, not only for brunch for a great time, but for like celebrations, for birthdays and maybe anniversaries?
Absolutely.
You must.
Yeah, we love celebrating big occasions. So for birthdays, we do a dessert. For anniversaries, we do a little toast or a
Really?
shot if it's a 21st birthday. We try to make it
Yes.
fun for our guests and cater to them.
And as you can see, the walls behind us here are just fun. It is colorful, it is bright, just rises to meet the occasion. If you want to come and have a great time, this is where you need to be. Also, tell everyone at home, what is the cost of everything? How does it end? Basically, every single transaction ends in a
2-2.
2-2. Like, that's genius. Isn't that like the silliest thing, but it's super clever. I love that it's clever. And I also love some monkey bread. So this looks incredibly delicious. So I'm going to have a little taste of this.
Please do.
Okay. So you said that this is basically powdered sugar and caramel. There's pecans in here. There's cinnamon in here. There's fresh strawberries and chantilly.
Chantilly cream, house-made.
Chantilly cream. So that also sounds amazing as well. Okay, I'm gonna get a bite. I might have to have two because this is right up my alley. I also love this as well, thinking that this is also a great way to maybe like celebrate at home, a birthday or a fun anything. Doesn't always have to be cake. It can be something like this. So here I go. Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. Oh wait, here we go. I'm gonna have a little bite. Oops. It's so good. It's falling apart. I don't care. Oh my gosh. That whipped cream,
Delicious.
the whipped cream is incredible. That is delicious. Anthony, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very, very good. Please go to the website for more information. I invite you to come here to Cafe Tutu Tango for your taste of the town. Until then, I'll see you around town.
I always thought they did dancing at Tutu Tango before I knew what it was all about, but it's such a special surprise.
The artists are often dancing. Sometimes, if you catch it right, there are artists who are actually painting or drawing live. And so you get a chance to
That's a
have
type
little
of a
bit
dance of its own.
Yeah, exactly. So
like
it's
that, what I
really
just did
fun.
there?
Yes, yeah, that kind of dancing.
Check them out, you guys. Cafe Tutu Tango on iDrive. So I always get ideas about things to do. That's what we love to bring you here at Cafe.
Yes.
And my dad and my mom are huge Superman fans. And so when I saw that it's going to be shown on the big screen at the Ritz, I thought this is a perfect birthday gift for my dad because his birthday is right around that
Nice.
same time. So thank you, Cafe, for bringing this event to me. I'm like, thank you. Now I know what to do for my dad's birthday.
I've tried to do 2 things from our month at least, and so
you're so good.
Yeah, I try to do at least 2 of them.
But it's the nostalgia. So I
Hey,
kind of
that's
think
wonderful.
they'll really enjoy it.
That's great.
To see it on the big screen.
Absolutely.
Well, that wraps up this week of events. If you have one you'd like to share with us for next month, send us an email at cafe@ocfl.net. I'm Crystal Candy.
And I'm Clarence Reynolds. Remember to join us next week to see what's new and exciting in your community.